One day we will reveal Dan. Look, this is 2 more minutes of stuff that he's got downloaded.
Have we ever seen Dan and Santa in the same room?
Right.
Anyway,
right. I'm going to intro.
Let's do it.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're good. Smith here from Utility Football. We're on the Utility Football channel. With me today is my co-host, Charlie. How you doing, mate?
Hello.
And I'd just like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh my God, I didn't put my Christmas jumper on.
Charlie, lovely, really nice. I feel a bit bare now. Like, obviously, you've outdone me in terms of the room. It's all shiny with your lights and stuff. Obviously, I'm bare bones here. But now you've got Christmas, mate.
It's Christmas,
I feel a
isn't
bit
it?
bad.
You know. But you're
in the spirit, and I'm just.
You'll get there. You're in your new room.
We're in the new room. I'm not going to reveal too much because obviously I've got a video out, sort of coming out about it. And it's not out yet, and I've got to do it and whatnot. But yeah, it's quite boring at the moment. I'll be honest. But yeah, I'll be taking some tips off you in terms of like lights and stuff and bits and bobs. You know, bits and bobs. But anyway, yeah, we're here again. Christmas special for the Utility Football channel. We're going to be looking back at 2020, which, you know, if anyone says the year 2020, I think everyone's going to be sort of like, ugh. But we did actually manage to visit 25 football grounds during that time, Chaz. Even impressive. Though considering we're on the third lockdown now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've had the big one at the start. We had another one sort of in November. That was a month off, and now we're in Essex and have been placed in Tier 4. So no football for us at all, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, we're going to look back at some of the. Actually, we're just going to talk about the best times that we had during 2020 to hopefully cheer some people up. But before we get into that, we had some viewer questions, Chaz. Should we go through them?
Hit me with them.
The road?
Let's go.
Yeah, I took a few screenshots. The first one was from Kieran. He says, "How much money can I save by turning off electrical items on the wall?" Do you know? Because I know.
Is it 5?
5? What, a £5?
No, it's 5, isn't it? How much can I save? £80 a year.
No.
Chaz,
come on. This is very embarrassing. It's basically 30 quid. If you can turn all your electricals off, it's £30 a year. And that's the same for standby mode as well. So if you do standby mode and switch all your electricals off, yeah, 30 quid a year.
Everything off. See, I'm a stickler for that. I always leave things on.
I to be fair, stopped now. She's well impressed. She's like, oh, every time we go out, which isn't much, but
yeah, I leave everything.
I leave the room. I'll switch everything off.
Like TV and that, I just stand by it.
Standby, yeah. Well, like I say, mate, if you switched it off from the wall, you'll save 30 quid a year.
I'm gonna.
It's basically phone bill.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Yeah. I want you to send me a photo every time you do it as well.
I will send you a photo. Yeah. You know I love sending you random useless pictures.
Yeah, I get some random useless stuff from you. But I'm just going to see a load of light switches next year. 2021. Brilliant. Yeah, so 30 quid a year. There you go, Kieran. Finners has said chips and cheese or chips and curry sauce.
Chips, cheese and curry sauce?
Oh, of course you would. This is a thing like, right, tangent, but like mustard for me doesn't belong on a burger, like, you know, ketchup or maybe burger sauce.
Yeah.
But you go the whole hog. You put it all on. Yeah. Whatever. You put vinegar on there, salt, pepper.
I just
every condiment under
I'm greedy. Becky hates it because she'll cook me a lovely dinner and then I'm like, right, salt, pepper, sauce, and then she's like, you're ruining it.
You can't even taste what it is. It's just like salt.
It's just a big, moist, wet lump of food. But if I had to choose, it'd be cheese because I love cheese.
Chips and cheese is a favourite. Yeah, we always go to the games and get a burger with the chips and cheese if it's available to share. So yeah, Dan's just messaged. Dan's on the call, by the way. Dan behind the camera is not actually here, but he is listening in, and he just said a tangent already. It's going to be a long one. Strap in, guys. If you've got some time this Christmas, hopefully we'll kill an hour or so for you. Shell got in touch. Shevchenko. That's clever, isn't it? Not Shevchenko. Shevchenko. It says, best pie you've ever had, and where was it?
Oh, two for 2020 though. I can't remember. Dulwich, obviously. That was 2020.
Dulwich Hamlet in
Yeah.
2020. Yeah, I mean this is general. The 2020 will be the awards for the grounds we've been in there. But you know, in general,
In
on the
general,
road, best pub we've ever had over that time.
probably Maidstone.
There he is. He's
Yeah.
nailed it on the head.
Probably
Maidstone. And I remember Sheffield Wednesday was quite good as well.
Yeah, that was
Shout
up there.
out to Sheffield Wednesday.
Good.
Yeah, we go north sometimes.
We go north. We go north.
We go north. What are you on about?
It's not our fault we had a pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic and went north twice. Was it twice? Definitely twice. Might have been 3 times. I'm just looking for the list here.
I'll tell you one trip.
3 times. 3 times. We did Huddersfield, we did Sheffield Wednesday, and we did Worksop. So yeah. No,
tell you one trip. One trip north I didn't enjoy. Derby.
Let's not talk about that. let's not dwell on things, Chaz. Plus, it wasn't in 2020, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Maidstone Pies.
Yeah, best pie we've ever had, Maidstone, wasn't it?
What did you have? Did you have the chicken baldy, or did I? Have the
No, you had chicken baldy and I had steak and ale. We shared.
Yeah.
And then we went back and got another one.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
No, we didn't actually. No, we
went
got
back
a
and got
burger, and then
burger,
was told about the pies.
And we went back and got a pie.
We picked out that night, but yeah, best pie we've ever had is definitely at Maidstone. Shout out to Dulwich Hamlet and shout out to Sheffield Wednesday though. Next question, Chaz. That was kind of food related, but this is a football related one. Mikey says, first ever game you went to, not on the road, just in general. When was it?
West Ham versus Wimbledon. We lost 2-0.
Did John Fashanu and Dean Holdsworth score by a chance?
That's coming back. It was 95.
95, yeah.
Yeah, I always remember it because I got run over in the car park by Paolo Futre. And then in the warm-up, Dean Holdsworth kicked the ball and it hit me in the face. So it was good. It was a great start to my football experience.
That was your... I'm gonna put that under the didn't happen award. Surely that didn't happen.
No, genuinely happened. Yeah. I mean, when I say run me over, it didn't. Like, it just sort of, you know, it's around the football ground. You're all walking around, and the cars are coming in, and he's literally going about 5 miles an hour, if that. And I just like sort of stepped out in front of him and like hit me.
Was you just walking to the ground, or was you doing that thing that a lot of people? I feel like they don't do it any much anymore. But like when everyone just huddles around, where
just
the
huddles. Wait,
no. Any car with a blacked out window, they're like.
we was generally just walking, and then I just weren't paying attention. But I got a signed program out of it, so.
Sick. There you go.
I've still got it. I've got them all.
Yeah, I've still got my first program for my game. My one was Tottenham versus. QPR at White Hart Lane. That was in '94. Ended 1-1. I can't remember who got sent off. There was 2. It was just a bit of a fight, and one from each side got sent off. But Andy Impey scored for QPR.
Andy Impey, West Ham. He ended up at West Ham.
Yeah. And who scored for Tottenham? I should remember the Tottenham one more than the QPR one, but I believe it might have been. Was it? I don't know. I don't want to put it out there in case I get it wrong. But yeah, no, that was the first one, and I remember saying to my dad, well, that was boring.
That was
I think he was a little bit gutted because I think he really wanted me to be a Spurs fan. And obviously, I did eventually. Yeah. And I think if we'd have lost that game, because I remember we equalised. If we'd have lost that game and I didn't hear the Tottenham ground cheer and get that, then I don't think I would have. And obviously, did your first game? Did you hear it or not?
It was for
2-0, did you?
Yeah, we lost 2-0. I think it was 2-0.
Didn't hear the cheer.
But I heard I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, and when you hear that,
yeah,
like it's
your dreams fade and die, don't they?
Sucks me in. Yeah, it's a bit like life, isn't it? Really. So.
And then, in a roundabout way, you're now in 2020 wearing a Christmas jumper.
25 years later, I'm forever blowing baubles.
Baubles, yeah, baubles. So yeah, that was our first game, Mikey. Hope that fed you the relevant information that you needed to get on with your life. Jamie, he goes on and says, is the Championship more entertaining than the Premier League? Nick Barmby, sorry. Dan's in the background, he's chirping in, he's in my ears. Nick Barmby, he said, was the equaliser.
There you go.
Anyway, Jamie Chick says, is the Championship more entertaining than the Premier League?
It depends what you want from entertainment.
I do actually feel the Premier League is a bit like the Championship this year because everyone's kind of like having it up, aren't they?
Did you watch that Leeds Man United game the other night?
6-2, yeah? No, I didn't, but I know.
No, but it could have been like 12-8. It was just
It was ridiculous.
It was a great game of football to watch. Both teams just going for it. It was. But yeah, it depends what you want from entertainment. I mean, the Championship, you might not see the best football. I mean, a lot of teams are now trying to play attractive football, but yeah, you might not see the greatest football, but the excitement's there. You know, like you say, anyone in that league can make the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the thing, because the Championship is good and it's entertaining, but if the Championship didn't have playoffs and it was a 3-up, 3-down situation, I don't think it would be as good, because that's what you're gunning for, isn't it?
Yeah.
It gives the playoffs gives pretty much the whole of the top half of the table normally that glimmer of hope that, hang on, if we have a little bit of a run here, we could make something happen. So
well, I remember West Ham.
The playoffs is the best thing about Football League.
Got promoted through the playoffs, you know, and we won that final at Wembley. Ricardo Vazte. It was unbelievable, but it was just.
Is it financially better to go up via the playoffs as well, because you get more games in and more TV money?
I think it was back then. I'm not sure if it is now. I don't know. I ain't paid much attention to it, but I know. I think it was. It might still be. I think Dan will probably let us know in a minute.
Yeah, Dan's in areas. He'll be able to give us the facts, but we'll move on. He's on it. He says.
But in answer to that question, I would probably still watch Premier League over the Championship. I love the Championship. I think it's great, but if you're asking what one would you prefer to watch, obviously probably the Premier League, because you see better players again, questionably, but it's exciting. It's the best league in the world, isn't it? So
it's the best league in the world.
There you go. There's your answer.
It's up for debate. Opinions. Jamie says, worst game of football you've been to?
Derby.
Derby County.
No, in what?
Versus Millwall. Well, that was an on the road game, but is that the whole day, or just the actual game on the pitch? Because if it's the game on the pitch, then you know what one it's going to be. We went to a little club called Housestead Town. That was pretty bad, wasn't it? Or are you thinking of another one?
No, that was the one. That
was the one.
I was just I was blown away. I mean, it might have just been
the thing with bad games in higher leagues is there's a crowd there, and sometimes you get a little bit of atmosphere in. But the problem with a bad game in non-league it's just a bit dead, isn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately.
I mean,
we rated Housestead quite well.
They got a good score.
When you take each individual thing, it's not necessarily about the game. It's like, well, okay, the atmosphere was, okay because of that level, but the food was alright, the ground was alright, and the cost was cheap. So, and that's how non-league teams have a little chance in the on-the-road league. But it was a pretty poor game. Derby stands out.
That was a all-round bad day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like everything that went with it, the trip there, the journey, the parking, like that. The whole day was just a bummer.
That was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? But Ilford we went to this year. Well, I went on my own to Ilford, didn't I? And despite the scoreline being 4, I can't remember. There was 6 goals. I think there was 6 goals.
4-2, I think it was.
Yeah. I just that was just a really, really bad experience as well. So
I'm trying to think of a West Ham game that I've been to that was bad. I mean, there was a cup game me and my dad went to during the week. Carabao. Well, it went to Carabao Cup back then, but I can't remember what it's called. But it was West Ham versus Cheltenham, and we beat them 1-0, I think. And it was just like, this is crap. Yeah. It was like half capacity. Like you said, there's not that. Still a bit of atmosphere, but like at West Ham, what it's usually like on a Tuesday night under the lights, it's usually electric. But it was like midweek, cold, Cheltenham, and it was just like we won 1-0. I think it was in like the 91st minute goal to get. It was just like, yeah, that was. I remember that being crap.
It's almost because like you should have won that anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that it took you that long to get over the line, but yeah, I hear you. I went to a Spurs game versus Wigan. It wasn't the 9-1. But it was, we lost 1-0. My mate went with me, and it was just really bad. And I think we let in, I don't know if it was the last minute goal, it was in the last 10, like Spurs do. And we're walking out, and I was like, that's terrible. That was really, really bad. And he's like, I'm all right, though. I'll put a bet on. I bet that Wigan will win. It's my insurance. kidding me? So he basically got his money back for his ticket and all his food for the day. So he was like, I'm all right.
So weird.
Idiot. But anyway, yeah. Dev got in touch. Dev is a
Dev.
Peterborough fan.
Out the posh.
Always supporting. So big up Dev, and big up anyone else that is always supporting the cause. But Dev has got in touch. As I say, he's a posh fan. He says, for or against clubs moving to a new stadium. You're in a good position to answer this. I guess I am in a way. But in brackets, he put Posh moving less than half a mile from the current stadium. So let's take that situation there. Peterborough obviously staying, I guess, within half a mile.
Yeah, it's not.
Class as Peterborough.
That's not. Yeah,
that's all right.
Half a mile is nothing, is it? That's just like popping down your local shop.
Stone's throw.
Yeah. I mean, it's never nice to leave home, is it? Like, you know, when you leave home when you get 17, 18, or however old you are when you leave home, it's never nice leaving home. But eventually, you get used to it, and you make new experiences. It takes time.
Yeah. But the thing why we might be going a bit deep here, but like when you leave home, you can also go back home.
Yes.
To mum and dad's.
Yeah,
you know? But for a football team, you're going to knock your old home down.
Yeah.
And it's obviously going to become flats of some sort.
I mean, Peterborough, what are they? Are they looking for promotion? I mean, I think they're looking to get in the championship, aren't they? Maybe.
Yeah. So maybe. I guess they're laying foundations to take it to that next level. So it's a good thing in a way. But I think a lot of people get quite nostalgic about. Oh yeah,
you get attached, don't you?
Certain places. So I mean, you'll have memories of Upton Park or the bowling ground.
Oh yeah, it's just
for me as well. Like Spurs are literally on the same bit of ground, just literally half a yard to the left. But or right, whatever.
It's just frustrating for when you leave. Like, I'm still gutted. I'd love to be, but I would never have left Upton Park. But we were sold a dream, and you know they haven't backed it up either. So that's the worst thing about it. At least if we was pushing into Europe, like they said, and better players and higher caliber players and manager and whatnot, but we ain't got none of it. So now we're just left with this big. It's like it's like what's that? It's like an American football stadium. It's got that feel to it.
Yeah. Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like a big bowl of Cheerios, and you start it.
I had some this morning.
Yeah, so do I. Do you have the honey ones or the...
I tried the honey ones. I just went back to normal. I think that
honey ones are all right. The normal ones are all right.
The normal ones are sweet enough already.
Dan said Cheerios and all.
I went in the kitchen and poured some and dropped loads over the floor, and then the cats came in and started eating them.
Oh mate, those cats, those pesky cats.
Pesky cats, they're so adorable.
Yeah, West Ham ground is like a bowl of Cheerios, right? So it starts off good.
Yeah.
And then the door goes, so you answer the door, some post or whatever, and then your phone goes, and suddenly you're on the phone, and then you go back to the Cheerios, and they're all soggy. And it's like, oh no, I don't want to eat these now. That is.
It's just I mean, it just seems a waste us being in that ground at the minute for me.
It's exactly what it is. Just like the Cheerios, it's a waste of even, like, why did I even pull these out?
Like the win, lose or draw, if I went and watched West Ham, 9 times out of 10 I had a great experience because of the atmosphere and everyone there, and you know,
you build up your day out. So every West Ham fan may have had a similar day out, but you had
routine.
Your day out. So you got on the same train, you got off at this stop, you walk down this road, you
went
get
in the
that
same
food
pub
from that place. Yeah, it's a routine, isn't it? And now you don't have that. So for Tottenham, we still have that in a way because we're in exactly the same place. So I can go into Chicken and get the chicken. I mean, I can go into this place, I can get off at this station, I can drive and get my space. So it's exactly the same for me. The only difference is we're in it's like our ground has just grown up a little bit.
Yeah. It does.
But if anyone gave me a chance to go back to White Hart Lane, 100% I would. Even though it's like one of the best stadiums in the world, and it is lovely. Honestly, I'm not knocking it, but you can't beat a crap ground. Like I don't know. It's just I took a shower there, right? She said it's the worst place she has ever been to the toilet. It was awful. It was awful. But I was like, yep, that's my ground. That's my ground.
You
But
can't
now
be.
she's been since, and she was like, "This is amazing. It's probably the best toilets I've ever been." So
but if you're going in a public toilet or like a place of public, like a public toilet, and it doesn't smell, then something's wrong.
Talking of which, VCD Athletic.
Shout out VCD.
What a gaff that was. Those toilets smelled divine. They were lovely.
Smelled like a summer's breeze.
Oh, it's lovely.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely lovely. But Dev, back to your question. For moving, if it's the right thing for the club and the fans, mainly the fans.
I mean, for someone like Peterborough, or a couple of leagues lower, if they get promoted to the Championship and they're pushing for the playoffs in the Championship in a couple of years, then a bigger ground's perfect for them because they're going to be in the Premier League, more fans.
Yeah.
I think
there's a lot of teams that have moved grounds and have not been happy with the result. The football team probably are, but the fans, it feels little bit desolate.
Yeah.
So I think if Posh are going to do anything, they need to bring along some tradition.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or I don't know, bring along some of the things that.
When did Arsenal move to the Emirates?
Cool.
Was they one of the first to
mid 2000s? Was it something like that?
Was they one of the first to get like a new age stadium?
I think it was like 06, 07 maybe. Dan's just told me.
04?
Just 04, 05, 06, 07. I think I felt like they were the first to get the modern era stadium. Man City were quite close as well. Or Man City first.
Because when Bolton got their new stadium, the Reebok stadium. Yeah. That looked space age. But I mean, like in the last 20 odd years, or whatever, Arsenal were like the big club to
do it
at their ground. I mean, now they seem quite happy now, don't they? It's been 16 years.
Yeah, I've never been. But it looks alright. It's just red. That's the problem with it. But yeah, like I say, if you're going to move grounds, take some of the things that made your old ground and
don't lose that. Yeah,
new and shiny doesn't necessarily.
That's what. That's what for me at the minute with West Ham. That's what I feel like we've lost our identity. That's how I feel. We've lost. There's no. I don't know. It's just I feel a bit empty.
I hear you, and I feel sorry for you as well.
I mean, luckily we go on the road now most Saturdays, so I don't have to worry too much. Just have to check the result.
Yeah. I think we've got a question coming up about that in a minute, but before then we've got. It says Twitch and Flux, not Twist and Pulse.
Twitch.
Do you remember Twist and Pulse off of Britain's Got Talent?
Yeah, giving it all that.
Twist or Pulse, giving it all that.
I mean, you can't see me right now. I can see you.
Yeah. When I was working in Apple, one of them came in and I sold him a MacBook Air.
Oh, really?
He didn't want a MacBook Pro. He just wanted a MacBook Air for his niece. So yeah, I gave him a discount.
Didn't you meet Gareth Bale and all? Yeah.
Yes, met Gareth Bale twice. Funny story, right? Gareth Bale. I'll go get it actually. The very thing. 2 seconds. I'm back.
He's got it.
So, quick technology lesson for anyone. This is an Airport Extreme.
Smooth
and
tips.
basically what it does is it can plug into your existing router at home and it will amplify. It's like really good for like office blocks.
Right.
Really good range on it. And there was another thing called a time machine, which was the same thing, but inside it was a hard drive, which made the hard drive wireless, so multiple computers could see it. So if you're in a video editing office, everyone could sort of see the same hard drive and work from it, which was really good. He came in and he was holding it. He was like, I was like, that's Gareth Bale. And he was at Spurs at the time. I was thinking, that's Gareth Bale. And this was during his sort of bad run. I think he went on
when he hadn't won for 25 games.
Yeah, he didn't. No, we never got anything. But he was like, "What's this?" And I said, "Oh, it's
what's this?"
I said, "Oh, imagine your internet at home. If you're struggling with like, you can get these like boosters that go around the house, but they're not always great. This is really good for like, as I say, offices and things like that." And he was like, "So it's the internet then?" I said, "No, it's not the internet, but it will give your internet a bit of a boost around the house. It will sort of amplify it more. So if you're in certain bedrooms and you're not picking up Wi-Fi, this should sort of push it out a bit further.
Because I'd imagine he'd have a big house too, so he could be like at one end.
Yeah.
At one end.
Yeah. There's also other things as well, like off of this you can attach these things called airport expresses, like little ones that go even further, like they latch on to Anyway, so it's not the internet then. I said, no, it's not the internet. You'll have your internet from a provider like whoever, I don't know. And he couldn't get his head around it. He said, what am I paying this money for then? I said, so your internet at home, if you're not getting a decent range, you can get this and it will push it out further. But I already got the internet. I said, okay, well then you'll get a call. Does it work? And he's like, yeah. I said, so you don't need this then? He said, so why are you selling it then? I was like, and we went in circles. Imagine this is like a few years later. This is like one of the most expensive footballers in the world. Performed an overhead kick in the Champions League final. He's come back to like, do you know what I mean? This is this guy who doesn't need to. Was it? He drops 50p on the floor and it's not even worth him picking it up because he earned more by not having to bend down. This guy, right? And he's asking me the internet. Anyway, it's confirmed. Gareth Bale did have the internet. He wasn't too happy with me because he couldn't get the answer. Like, he didn't understand why we sold this. That was the problem. But anyway.
So did he buy anything in the end, or did he just go about his day?
No, and I was gutted because I was like, I wanted to get an autograph. It was an autograph season back then. You didn't take selfies. But he did come in again, probably about a month later. I wasn't serving him, but yeah, it was. I was serving someone else. I was serving someone else, and he was just walking out, and someone asked for an autograph. And then my manager was there, because we had these business cards back then. I went, I said, get his autograph for me. Carried on serving. It was swift. And then I went, let's go with that. And then carried on serving. Then I got it back. Yeah, perfect. Really good. And then 10 years on, I've got a signed Spurs shirt with his name on it. It's brilliant.
If you ever meet him again,
I want to have that conversation about the internet. Definitely.
Take that with you and say,
yeah.
Do you know what this is? What does it do?
Don't know, mate.
Anyway,
that it's funny because we never actually read out the question from Twitch and Flux because we went on to Twist and Pulse, and then
that ended up to Gareth Bale.
That was one of the best tangents we've ever had. But anyway, he says the reason you started on the Road series. What was the reason we started it, Chaz?
I don't know because my first on the road was Notts County, which would have been I think it was 2017.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the reason that I started it was because I was trying to look to the future in terms of like, what do I want to do? And I couldn't imagine myself doing commentary over a Sunday League team for years and years on end. Like, and I envisaged it as well. Like Palmer's, like as a football club, the lads that were in it were 30, 31 at the time. I'm thinking 32, 33, 34. You're introduced to the Vets League, the Veterans League. So. Yeah. I can't imagine us filming that, and it's going to come to an end, unfortunately, at some point, and which it did, but
of course.
Back. And I don't know what's going to happen next year. It's just year by year, I think. But I was kind of like thinking for when that does go, it'll be great to get another series in that people may enjoy. So people enjoy the commentary of Palmer, so why don't I take the commentary of any game? And just go whole hog with it. Yeah. So obviously we started with Grey's Aff, and it wasn't really about commentating on football games because that's just boring. Right? And I just developed this. It was I smashed it from day one as well, which is really good. I've just come up with this rating system, and it was around then. I don't know if you remember the Chicken Connoisseur.
Yeah.
He went into all the chicken shops around London and rated them on their bits and pieces, and I was like, I could do that for football grounds. And it tied in really well because I always said to my dad's been to loads of grounds when he was travelling away with Tottenham. He's been to so many different grounds up and down the country. And I was like, I want to do that one day. I'd love to do that. And it was that with the fact that I wanted to carry on with this YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And thanks to the Chicken Connoisseur, he kind of just added this rating system. It's given the videos a purpose, whereas a lot of other football bloggers, they go to these games and they bank on something really good happening or red cards or this or that, and they need something. But with this, it doesn't really matter what happens in the game because at the end of it, it's the rating that's...
People don't come for that specific game or even team necessarily.
Well, I'm looking at it now, like some of the views we're getting on like non-league teams that you've never heard of, or people have never heard of. Like, who are Royston FC? Who are Royston Town? Sorry, you know what I mean? Like, but 50,000 people have tuned in.
Yep.
It's mad. It's crazy. And their views that are kind of they've dropped, in fact, over the lockdown period. I think the whole of YouTube is as a whole at the moment is just like quite low, but still 50,000 views.
I think it'll have an impact too, because you never know. You know, you're away somewhere, you're in a new town, and say it's Royston, and you go, "Ain't that where Smith and Charlie went? Well, we should go check them out. They got a couple of new fans."
There you go.
Well, not new fans, but they've got a couple of new spectators.
No, didn't it? But yeah, that was kind of how it started, and here we are. Like, we're in season 5. I feel like last season was the first time that we actually took it as a primary thing. Do you know what I mean? It was always like secondary to Palms. I went when I could.
Yeah.
But
well, it was always like, Chaz, do you want to come and watch some football? Or do you fancy coming here? Whereas now it's like, we've got to go here Saturday. We've got to do this. It's like this is life.
Yeah. This is life. Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much how it started, mate. There you go. We've got another question from Cape United. Here we go. I said that something was going to come up for you, Chaz. You can answer this. Hello, he says. My question is, how do you juggle doing on the road, Palmers, and watching your favourite clubs all at once? So how do you squeeze in and on the road some Sunday League football and watching West Ham as well? The truth is,
you can't. Yeah,
you can't.
It is a struggle.
Sacrifice there.
It is. You know, I mean, I never went to watch West Ham as much as I used to when I was younger, because as I got older, into your 20s, I started playing football myself on Saturdays most of the time. But I'd always go and watch West Ham when I could and if I could, especially midweek and stuff. But yeah, you can't, especially, you know, even for Sundays too with Palmers. Like, if we've, you know, the very few times we've gone north, or even if we don't go north, sometimes on a Saturday we don't get in till 8, 9 o'clock. You get in, you sit down, you know, and you go to bed. Sometimes you try and go to bed, you can't sleep till late. You know, you wake up late on a Sunday morning, feeling knackered. It's tough. You can't fit it all in.
Sometimes the stars align, whereby you could do it on the road on a Tuesday night, and we could skip a Saturday, and then you can watch West Ham. Then maybe, or for me, like I could do, because I've got a season ticket at Spurs. This is irrelevant for 2020, of course, because we haven't been able to do it. But yeah, if Spurs are playing on a Saturday and I did a Tuesday night game, that's certainly possible. And I could pop over to a Palms game on a Sunday. But yeah, normally it's something clashes.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's just I guess it's I wouldn't say a sacrifice, because if you put in your favourite club as the number one, then yes, it's a sacrifice because we're doing these other things. But for me, like, on the road is the main thing. It's the thing that I look forward to most.
Yeah, I mean, I love West Ham.
If I had the chance, yeah, if it was on a plate where it was like, right, you can go and watch Tottenham, or you can go and watch a different side somewhere that you've never heard of, I kind of lean towards that one because I've never experienced that before. Whereas Tottenham versus Burnley or West Brom.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like,
no, you know what I mean. Like, you've done that before, and then we can miss out.
We can get to like 50, 60 years old and spend the rest of our life going to watch West Ham and Spurs. Like, we can, you know, when you get older, I'd go watch West Ham. You love it. In this time, you know, we're seeing different ground most weeks.
Could you imagine when we're 50 or 60 and some of the teams that nobody's ever heard of now, but we've been to, are maybe they've had that mad FA Cup run, and then suddenly they use that money to climb the leagues, and like I don't know, I'm looking at this list now, like, let's say Enfield. People have heard of Enfield now, but Enfield Town, they work their way up, and suddenly they're in League 1, League 2. Do you know what I mean? But we've been there, we've done that.
Do you remember
that day that we? Yeah.
What accent was that?
It's quite posh, wasn't it? It's quite posh.
I was trying to do an old accent. Usually.
Oh, sorry.
Give us a 1805.
No team was founded in 1805, Chaz. Come a little bit more realistic than that.
1885.
1885. Okay. A lot of people do know this, but for anyone that doesn't know, there is a specific cut-off date for Old Man Voice. Do you know what it is, Chaz?
I'd say 1925.
No, it's a lot younger than that. So, if the club is founded in 1947 or before, it gets given the old man voice
Oh,
when
okay.
it's founded. But if it's after 1947, then they just get a 19. Like I was saying normally, but yeah, I don't know why I've just made it up. But yeah, I didn't just make that up, by the way. It's true. I just made it up a long time ago. It's like 1947. That's going to be the cut-off day. Good luck editing this one, Dan. Chad says, "What's the strangest / funniest thing to happen when filming on the road?"
Oh, easy.
I'll leave it to you, mate.
Bright to see.
Without swearing, obviously. But
oh yeah.
I'll give Dan the clip and he can put it in and then
bleep
it out.
Bright to see, mate. The old bloke. The old audio. Yeah.
What a guy he was. You're in the referee, perf. Yeah.
It was just his face and you caught him at the perfect angle. It's just like, you're the referee.
I don't post many clips.
Yeah.
Because I don't like spoiling the videos, but I had to post that one out. But luckily, I put a link to the video in it.
I mean,
it went viral. Like loads of people.
It don't even sound that funny.
Someone said that's my granddad, and then like everyone was laughing. It's like, no, really, that is my granddad.
Like it doesn't sound like it's one of them. I guess you have to be. I don't know. If you see it, you'll find it funny. Like trying to explain it now, it probably doesn't sound that funny. But especially when we was there in the moment, we both just looked at each other and burst into laughter. It was classic.
Yeah,
it was classic.
I feel like something funny happens every single time that we.
Yeah, there's always something in there. There's always something.
Yeah, there's always things, but a lot of the things we can't really repeat. But yeah, we have a laugh, don't we? We have a laugh.
We have a good time. We meet some interesting people.
We do. We met a lot of people thanks to on the road. So
yeah, I bet that stands out. Oh, we met Utilita thanks to on the road. Really, you know. Yeah. Building bonds.
Building bonds. But yeah, that is the viewers Q&A. There are a lot more that popped up since we've started recording.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll be going all night.
So we've already done 43 minutes.
Charlie can do his thing and get on the socials. He'll reply personally, won't he?
I can do that. I can have a.
You do. Like, I'll go on my Instagram and it's like Charlie's replied to this. Oh mate.
I like to keep your fans happy. You know, they like a bit. I know because you don't get a lot of time. You try and do as much as you can.
Oh mate, it's tough keeping up with everything. Like when a new on the road video goes out, I'll spend the first hour literally refreshing and then just replying to every possible comment I can. But yeah, it does get out of hand.
And that's why you have a co-host, because I can step in when
do these things.
Anyway, let's move.
What's
move next
on?
up?
Should we do some on the road awards?
Let's do some awards then. Coming in. I've got some trophies ready for us. Oh, you can't see it. I'm waving a trophy around, but you can't see it. I forgot.
I can see it because I can see your Christmas jumper and your lights. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Chaz. I'm just I've got a list. I've got a spreadsheet. I'm well organised, by the way.
Something like you.
And on here I have what? No.
I'm joking.
Spreadsheet which lists 25 teams that we've been to see up and down the country, mainly down the country, but some of them were up the country.
Oh, we trickled up.
We trickled up. We did. And they are obviously split into the categories of atmosphere, facilities, food and drink, and of course cost. So should we start at the top and just go straight away with atmosphere? Where was the best atmosphere that we went to this year? So I'm just going to sort this spreadsheet into number one. And we did give one team in 2020 a 5-star rating. So in theory, did they take the award? They probably do, didn't they?
I mean, yeah. Is that Huddersfield?
It is, yeah, you're right. But maybe Dan did say before we get started, maybe we'll do a top 3.
Yeah,
because that makes it a little better. So, in third place, we've got 4 teams tied with a rating of 4, who are Leighton Town, and we went to see them in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Got Enfield Town. You liked Leighton Town, didn't you? You liked that one.
I like that one.
Enfield Town. I thought Enfield were really good.
Yeah.
As well.
To the left side, to the left side, to the left side of the goal.
And then Sutton United recently was very good as well. And Swindon we rated.
Swindon, yeah. Oh, Anthony Grant. Oh, Anthony Grant. He's probably still going.
Dan's local team, by the way, is Swindon Town.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's where we met Lewis. That's where we met Lewis Capaldi.
We did meet Lewis Capaldi at Swindon Town. Genuinely,
yeah. You'll see him in the video,
of course. But, yeah, definitely. But okay, so for me, if we're gonna do a third place between those teams, the ones that stood out to me would be Leighton Town, and Enfield Town.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I feel like we should give it to Leighton Town just because you can go against me if you want, but they actually came up with on the road chance.
Yeah.
So I think they should get the nod of approval there and get third place.
And they were solid. Yeah, they were solid.
They were good. And there weren't many of them either. Like, no. A lot of noise during it. It was a very small ground. Or very,
and the thing is, because it was during the pandemic and all.
During pandemic, yeah. So
and they still don't. I mean, Enfield. That song at Enfield was clever. Well, it weren't clever, but it was good.
They were good.
Leighton, they deserve it. That was a good day.
In second place for atmosphere, we're going to go with, and the only team that achieved this score, but with a 4.5 stars. It was quite recent actually. Whitehawk FC. You enjoyed that one as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was very. Yeah. It
was very alternative, wasn't it? It was an interesting.
It is interesting.
Interesting people who just drunk.
Interesting. It was like a festival vibe, sort of.
It was, wasn't it? It was, but I mean, it's on the border of sort of the outskirts of Brighton.
It's like you go to football, you usually meet the same sort of people, just like all usual football fans.
Yeah, I would say the people at this football ground were quite alternative and not your generic football fan. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, I don't like to stereotype people or anything. But it was like they didn't look like football fans, and to be fair, like. Some of them weren't even there watching the football. Like, genuinely, they weren't there watching the football. They was just like...
Just having a drink, weren't they?
Yeah, standing outside the kebab shop, whatever you want to call it. The chicken shop.
Well, one thing we know, unfortunately, bless them, Whitehawk won't be winning the food and drink this year. Yeah. Maybe next time. Who knows? But yeah, Whitehawk was good. Utilita sponsored side as well. So big up the Hawks. But yeah, first place, we've already said it. Huddersfield Town, they were really good.
Mate, yeah. Really good. I mean, I went before with Becky when they played West Ham up there.
So your missus is from Huddersfield, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just outside. So
yeah, it's not why they're top.
No. Because like I'm not with Becky, and I gave some good ratings as well. So there's a joint. Agreement there.
I think we obviously caught them on a good day and all because they got a good result.
I think this is the thing to remember. We always say it, but there's a lot of luck involved in these ratings, and they are just opinions. So don't get too hung up with your club that we've been to.
I mean, the perfect example is if you look back at Sheffield Wednesday. When we went and watched them, like we was having a great day. I still enjoyed that day. It was a good day. But the game, Sheffield Wednesday fans, first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, we was like, this is going to be electric. They were proper up for it.
And I had no idea. This was a surprise to me, and it's obviously common knowledge in the football world. But I had no idea that the England band that you hear every World Cup and every Euro, that's the Sheffield Wednesday band. It's the same band.
That's them, yeah.
Which was crazy to me, and I was like, "This is amazing." And it started, like you say, those first 5 minutes was just like, "This could be a winner today."
Yeah.
Like, we are pushing towards 20 stars today. Big up Sheffield Wednesday. And then they played Derby, didn't they?
Yeah, and then within 15 minutes, they were 3-0 down. 3-0 down. And it was just deflated. Everything just went...
Absolutely killed it.
But that could have been a great result because we had a great day. I enjoyed that day. It was a good trip. We had good food. We had a good time. Met good people.
I'm just looking here. So their score was 13.5, right? So we gave them a 3 for atmosphere because, I mean, it was okay. It was good at the start and it just sort of levelled out. Facilities, they got a 4, so decent. So if it was a good game for Sheffield Wednesday, they could have easily been a 5-star.
Yeah.
Atmosphere, right?
They could have got
4.5 on the food and drink. So that's 8.5 plus your 5. What's that?
9.5.
That's your 9.5. Then I can't do maths. 9.5. It's the 0.5 that's doing me in. Anyway, it's very good. Then the cost is 2 because it was expensive, but it was killed off after 15 minutes. If that was a good game and it was all buzzing, it would be worth the money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that too could have been
so different.
4. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. But like I said, we still enjoyed it. I still look back as one of the most enjoyable on the roads we did, even though it's not up there in score. Like we
met quite a few people. So I think that's the nice thing as well. When you're down south, you're kind of like, okay, cool. But when you're up north and you hear different accents and you're having conversations with people that watch your stuff, it's kind of like, wow, we pushed it out a little bit and people enjoy it. So yeah, big up Sheffield Wednesday. I really enjoyed it. It just wasn't your day.
Wasn't to be.
So atmosphere, Huddersfield, number 1. Can't argue with it.
You can't argue.
So they are your top 3: Huddersfield, Whitehall, and Leighton Town. Next up, Charlie, it's facilities.
Facilities. Interesting.
Into some nice grounds, and I think this is the thing that confuses people, because I think obviously the biggest, best grounds are the ones that are going to be the ones that come top, but not necessarily, because obviously this is relevant to the level that the team's at. So we do have, I believe, a 5-star stadium. We do have a winner, but before we get there, we need to iron out third place again.
Third place.
And we've got 4 on 4 stars. So we've got, you didn't come to this one, but AFC Sudbury this season. I thought it was quite a decent ground for what it was. St Neots, which you came to with us.
Yeah, I remember that was good. Good little ground.
Sponsors them.
Another
Sheffield Wednesday, which we just mentioned. And then Dulwich Hamlet, which was the final game before lockdown.
That was the last game, wasn't it? Before lockdown, it was, yeah.
Yeah, and then we had like a big
that
period of
Ramo, wasn't it, that day?
Oh man, it was. So, what you're going with? For me, I'm going to cancel out AFC Sudbury straight away, because the other 3 I do feel were better, and you weren't there as well, so you can't really rate that. So
I'm trying to picture it now.
So St Neots, Sheffield Wednesday, Dulwich Hamlet for 3rd place. I know what I want to pick. I know what I'm going to pick.
St Neots was nice. Dulwich Hamlet. Probably edging towards St Neots.
What, for 3rd place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'm going whole hog. I'm just going Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, yeah. I mean, but is it, like you said though. Is it too obvious? Because you're like, oh, it's just because they're a bigger club. I mean, if you're looking at it, yes, they were better facilities, clearly.
It's Hillsborough.
Yeah.
It's
classic.
They all got 4 for a reason. I think because with non-league, you're not expecting as much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like Sheffield Wednesday sort of delivered in a way.
It's a classic ground.
It's a good ground.
It's a classic.
Did it host Euro '96? I think it did.
It must have done, because it's a classic ground, isn't it?
I'm going.
I mean, I'm happy to go Hillsborough. Yeah. I was just going leaning towards St Neots just because to be edgy, 220 and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, if you're looking at it on the face value, then Sheffield Wednesday, yeah, I mean, great ground.
They've snuck in. And look, they had a bad day. Let's give them something. So they got 3rd place. Hillsborough did host the Euro '96 games. So it's Dan. It's in me again.
There you go.
2nd place with 4.5 stars. It was the only one this year. Huddersfield got another award, didn't they?
Oh, mate, I love that ground. I absolutely love it. I wanted to give it a 5, didn't I?
You did. You did. I can't remember why I didn't want to give it a 5, but it was very close.
It was close. But I think that ground is just. I think it's because it reminds me of Upton Park. It's in the community. It was like you literally. It's like a stone's throw from people's houses. It's just felt like a home in a home. If you know what I mean. It was just local. And it looked nice too. It was a lovely little ground. Like from the outside,
it's a different looking football ground, isn't it? Because it's obviously got the oval.
Yeah, all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah. So big up Huddersfield, smashed it again. But at number 1, who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thunk it?
One of the first grounds that we went to this year, actually, this season, was Ascot United. 5 stars.
Neil.
Shout
out to Neil.
Made the day, didn't he? Shout out to Neil.
Done everything.
He built that ground.
He'd done everything.
Blade by blade. Fake blade grass by fake blade grass.
He'd done everything.
That was a really nice. I thought it was really like.
It surprised us, didn't it?
Yeah. Can you? I don't know if it's possible to call a football ground cute. It was kind of like
cute.
just like it's just nice. It was really nice, and it was just and the best bit. If anyone hasn't seen it, it's on Ascot Racecourse.
It's literally
like the actual racecourse.
On the racecourse.
So you've got all the horses going around the big track, and it's on the middle of it. Kind of unique. So I think for me that that was the winner. I think we both agreed 5 stars for that.
Yeah, because level it's at too.
It's a low level as well. So teams going to that ground, I'll be like, wow, getting treated today. So yeah, nice place. Sun was shining that day as well. Really, really, just good vibes all around.
Yeah, good vibes. Good people again.
Yeah. So Ascot United got yourself a gold star. Not many clubs get gold stars, so this is
absolutely smashed it. Shout out to Neil.
Yeah,
thank Neil. Go and thank him.
Yeah, big shout out to Neil. He does a lot for the club there. On to food and drink now. My favourite. Chaz, we've got.
It must be. There's going to be a lot in there. There's going to be a few up there.
Well, no. So we're doing top 3s.
Yeah.
And there's actually been 3 5-stars.
I was going to say there's going to be tight.
We've got to battle them out, really.
Shout
out to Huddersfield Town's burger. Do you remember when we went up the bit?
Well, you had
the geezer with the burger, and he grated the cheese on it and then covered it. Oh, it was lovely. It was brilliant. Really
proper
nice.
like a burger you'd do at home, wouldn't it? It wasn't like a slab of cheese. It was like proper.
That's it. St Neots also got 4.5 stars. I think they did really nice chips. Was it Diane's? I think it was Diane's chips.
Diane's chips.
Nice. But less about the 4.5 stars because we're only here for 5 stars.
We're only here for 5-star treatment.
The top 3 were and we've got to somehow sort these out. The pie at Dulwich Hamlet.
Oh, that would come with gravy and yeah. Go on.
I think we can probably put it in order in terms of how you react to it. Ready? The burger at VCD Athletic.
Yeah.
Not as high as the pie, though.
No.
I felt that reaction wasn't.
Yeah, the pie. I was just
I'm not trying to build this up. I'm trying to be impartial here for this.
Because you know what it is though. For the burger, when it's a burger, I always go back to Amy.
I know Amy's Baps, but this is 2020, mate.
I know, but I'll always have that. I will always have that comparison. So I'm like, yeah, that burger was good, but was it better than Amy's? It's like
Amy's Baps at Tunbridge Angels.
Yeah.
What a place that was, and what a burger it was. It was so good. We got 2. We got one before the game and one after.
I'd advise anyone
how good it was.
to go down there just for a burger.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's one more, and I've picked my winner. All right, but I want this to be a joint thing. So I'm happy to talk about it. I'm just going to put it out there because I think you might have forgot about it. And I'm going to say it very quickly, but I'm going to judge your reaction right now by saying that you remember that burger at Takeley.
Oh my god! I was just about to say I was second guessing myself because I was thinking surely Takeley's burger wasn't worse than VCD's because that Takeley burger was it was phenomenal.
That burger at Takeley was
phenomenal.
You talk about Amy's Baps at Tunbridge Angels. That burger was nothing short of amazing, and I don't know if it caught us off. I think it caught us off guard.
It was the closest thing that I've had to Amy's.
Yeah,
since.
It was amazing. And do you know what the best bit about it was?
Brioche.
The fact that it was a brioche bun. It was a bloody good burger. The cheese was melted.
Oh,
I think we had
onions, yeah.
However, it cost £2.50.
Mate, that's
the best bit. It cost
mind blowing.
£2.50.
Because they must have paid extra to get the brioche buns. So
I know. Amy's was £5.
And well worth it.
£5.50. Oh, well worth it. Absolutely. I paid top dollar for that, and we did twice. But the only problem at Takeley is it took forever to get served, and we were second in the queue. We were second in the queue for like 20 minutes. It felt like the whole of half time. We were second in the queue. Eventually, we got to the front, and you're just thinking, "Oh, okay, we've got a couple of burgers. They'll do that." Was it Jeff?
Jeff, who's done on the boards, and then he was
there, and he was on the subs board. He was doing that. Yeah,
he was giving Neil a run for his money,
mate. But yeah, okay, we need to sort out third place. Dulwich Hamlet versus VCD Athletic is.
I've got my order that I'd probably go with.
Okay, to mix it up because I know what you're going to go with. VCD will be third.
Yeah.
I really like that burger because it was. I was expected a toasted bun.
Yeah.
I think that really made the difference there. However, and I think the Dulwich pie. It was very okay. Look, we're rating it on the food alone, but the only thing that for me is because it was like it was a chain. Do you know what I mean? So I remember Sharon watched that video and she was like, "Oh, I can't remember what the pies are called, but she had one near her uni." So it was kind of like a place.
Okay.
It's like but we can't knock them for that because it's not.
It's their food.
It's like saying if McDonald's was in Potters Bar Town and we got a McDonald's at Potters Bar Town, we'd rate the food based on what was there. You know, so
I think it's always tough because VCD. Not only are you comparing that burger to Amy's, you're also comparing it to Takely's who are in this top 3. And then we had another one there. We had it twice, and the second one wasn't as good as the first one for me. The first one was banging.
Well, I remember you saying that the second burger that we had at that game wasn't as good as the first one.
No, but then that can be the same with anything because you built up expectation. You know, like if we'd have had another. I don't think we had a second one at Takeley, did we?
We didn't get to because it was just so busy.
Yeah, and it was like if we'd have gone and got it, we'd have missed the second half.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we've got our order then, haven't we? So in third place for food and drink in 2020 is VCDF.
I mean, it's still a great achievement.
Beautiful burger. It was a lovely burger, and I remember the conversation we had. Right, was this is really good, and Charlie was like, "Well, you were like, yeah, it is," and I was like, "Surely it's a 5-star burger," and you were like, "Nah." And I said, "Well, what's wrong with it?" And you were like, "I don't know." I said, "Is there anything wrong with this burger?" And you were like,
No.
I said, if there's nothing wrong with this burger, it is 5 stars. And I was halfway through it.
It had everything.
I remember those words. I remember I said, if there's nothing wrong with this burger, it is 5 stars. And
I mean, I couldn't argue with it.
You couldn't.
I couldn't argue with it.
You can't knock it. Normally, we can knock a burger. Even if it was really nice, we might be like, well, the bun's a little bit thick, a bit powdery. Too thick burger, not enough onions,
not enough cheese.
Dry. You know what I mean? There's always little reasons, but if there's nothing wrong, it's got to be 5 stars. And people might be thinking, oh, you're giving out 5 stars really easily this year, but we've just been very lucky to go to some beautiful non-league places which do some really, really good food. So shout out to those guys. So
maybe we've made clubs up their game. Maybe they're expecting. They're all expecting us now, so they're waiting. You know, we better get our food on point, boys. Come on.
Imagine the knock-on effect of on the road, right? That all these little clubs.
Ticket prices come down.
Really good. Ticket prices come down. Food gets better. They just hire in a crowd, get the atmosphere up. The facilities are something really nice as well.
We're creating jobs.
Yeah. Imagine, and then in 20 years' time, when this knock-on effect is full circle all around the world, every game, everywhere, all over the country, in other countries as well, is just 20 stars. Everything is 20 stars everywhere. Football, we're going to make football better again. That's what we're doing. But anyway, for now, we're going to concentrate on this spreadsheet and this video on the Utility Football
So that's
channel.
the top 3.
If you got this far into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well, by the way. Drop a like and let us know that you are listening still. So that is your test.
And hit the notification bell to make sure you get notified when a video is uploaded. Yeah. Notification
bell is very important because YouTube seems to be broke at the moment. Even though you're subscribed, click the notification bell to be notified when a new video is out. But yeah, going into second place, I think we're agreeing that Pie Minster Pies at Dulwich Hamlet take second spots. They've got a silver star and a gold star, of course, for Takeley Burger. Yeah? Yeah,
definitely, 100%.
Very good, very good. I love food and drink. I really do.
You do?
I really, really... Oh, it's the best bit. It can make the day, but it can ruin the day.
Like, sometimes you'll have a McDonald's on the way to the football, then you'll have a burger and that at the football, and then sometimes you'll even have a McDonald's on the way home. You do love your food.
I can't deny that.
I always go back...
Catching up on me, I'm not going to lie.
To that 20 chicken nugget share box that you bought for us, and I literally looked around and there's like 2 left.
Gone.
Jesus.
Well, no.
You were just plodding along driving, just.
You had what it was you had a milkshake and you were complaining about the straws because they've gone like cardboard now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Paper straws, obviously they go soggy in there. You're trying to get your milkshake out. By that point, by the time you've got a good angle to get it all out, 8 nuggets down, mate, and then I'm like, oh, another.
Dear.
Oh dear. Okay, right. Cost. Tough one, this one, because we've been to a hell of a lot of non-league rounds, and with non-league rounds normally comes with a 5-star cost. So
yeah,
I was talking to Dan about this before the video kicked off. How do we separate all of these 5 stars? Just a quick one. We've got Ilford, we've got Redbridge, Whitehall, Coggeshall, Enfield, Royston, Leighton, Ascot, Worksop, Sudbury, St Neots, BCD, Takeley, and Dulwich Hamlet.
Yeah, it's the list, isn't it? Because I mean, because of the pandemic, we was stuck around non-league pretty much, weren't we?
We were, yeah. So big shout out to all of those clubs, by the way, that are keeping ticket prices low. I think a lot of non-league clubs could have cashed in.
Yeah.
Knowing that people couldn't go to football. So big shout out to all those guys that sort of kept their prices the same, because I'm sure there are clubs out there that might have thought, you know what, we're the only team that's around here. Let's
knock up a $5 or something.
Yeah, whack it up a bit more. But yeah, and I think it's testament to non-league as well.
Yeah.
Just in general, it's just like if you are listening to this and you have a Premier League team or a Football League team, or you might be abroad, I don't know, but just go non-league and find the nearest club at the lowest level and just
find your local club.
There's a lot of we've already mentioned it, like volunteers.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of work that goes into keeping some of these clubs going from volunteers, you know, people that give up their Saturdays, not just their Saturdays, they're, you know, during the week getting things sorted. You know, look at and Andy or Adam at Holbridge.
Adam at Holbridge, yeah. Neil at Ascot, Jeff at.
I mean, they do everything, don't they?
Jeff
like,
at Takeley. Yeah, there's these guys and the people that you don't see behind the scenes as well doing loads. So they are volunteers and they are doing good things for their local community. So yeah, go and support it. You'll be surprised. If you've never been to an on-league ground, you might be surprised. I get comments every week. Don't know if you see them, you might get them as well. But it's like, thought I'd give this a go, and I loved it, and we're going back next week. So,
yeah, no, it's good. It's good to see.
It's good because like non-league, it's the bottom of the ladder. Take away the bottom of the ladder, it's all going to crumble.
That's it. It's the stepping stone. It's the foundation.
The absolute foundations. But yeah, cost. So I'm thinking, obviously, it's cheap. It's cheap, so it's all got 5 stars. So I'm thinking that we need to split this up into like what was the best value for money, because we have rated some. Like I rated, by the way, Ilford, which is the worst rated on the road ever. We went to this season.
Got 5 stars.
Got 7 stars overall. 5 of them were because it was so damn cheap.
Yeah.
They got 0 for food and drink, 1.5 on the facilities, and 0.5 on the atmosphere.
I'm glad I didn't come that night.
It was really bad. really, really bad. So 7 stars is kind of like, wow, okay.
I'm kind of intrigued, though, to see as to why it was so bad.
It was just...
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, there was a lot of goals in it, but it was rain. There was no atmosphere. Everyone was in a bit of a... It was just a bit...
That's what I mean. You catch them on another day, you never know, do you? You could be a bit
Of course. We mentioned that. But on that night, unfortunately, it was bad news for Ilford. But we need to somehow sort these out and get a top 3 in terms of what was our value for money. So let's have a look. So Dulwich was a good day. They came back as well, didn't they? Did they score 2 late goals? Did they draw? I can't remember. I think it might have been a draw. The key
I think it's 2-2, was it? Is it 2-2, I think, maybe?
I can't remember. They didn't lose. They were losing and they came back. I don't know if they went on to win or they went on to
probably let you know.
Yeah. So Dulwich Hamlet was a good one. Takeley versus Hashtag. That was good for Hashtag that day. That was like was it Joshua Sude came on and scored 2 late goals?
Takeley won, Joshua Sude 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Possibly. So I'm keeping Dulwich Hamlet there. We're just going to keep the names going. VCD wasn't a very good game. I know that much. I remember.
What was how much was Leighton?
We'll get to that. Don't you worry. But yeah, Dulwich got 17 stars.
Sorry, Dulwich won that day, 2-1.
Oh, they won, did they? So they did. Yeah, they did come back. Okay. So yeah, that was a good day. Good food, great atmosphere. Yeah. Value for money, high, 5 stars, decent. Okay, so Dulwich Hamlet is definitely amongst the top 3 for sure at the moment. Takeley, I'm going to chalk off just because it doesn't stand out, you know.
Yeah.
VCD the same, doesn't stand out at all. St Neots, we rated it 15.5 overall. It still doesn't stand, like the game didn't stand out. Do you know what I mean?
Ascot,
value for money here, like
Ascot was great value for money. Right? 5-2, red card.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
AFC Sudbury, no. Worksop was a pretty... We travelled all that way and it was a dry game.
Windy as hell, wasn't it, and all?
Windy, yeah. Ascot, okay, so in the hot seats at the moment, we've got Dulwich and Ascot, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw Leighton Town into the mix because that was really good.
I think, it's definitely got to be in it. I think, I wouldn't complain if that was the top 3.
Yeah. Royston Town, we met Bill, but that was probably the best part of the day.
John, who had tea with Bill, Nicholson's wife.
Was it John?
John, yeah, he had tea. He had
was it John?
Tea and biscuits.
We missed part of the first half, didn't we?
Bill Nicholson's wife, yeah.
Enfield Town was quite good.
That was good. Yeah. Give him that.
Yeah. Coggeshall.
Hashtag again, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the raffle.
I couldn't enjoy Rafflegate.
Yeah. Whitehawk.
I mean, they could be a shout.
We rated them, but this is atmosphere. I think the game. I'm trying to in terms of value for money, was it good? You know what I mean?
What was that? Was that
expensive on the food, wasn't it?
Was that,
remember?
2-2?
The food was quite expensive. We didn't get much back in return for the higher price food. Redbridge doesn't stand out, and Ilford certainly not.
I think Leighton should be penned in for one of the spots.
Okay, so we're going to have Leighton Town in there.
Because I'm just thinking back, it was a good game because I remember being lost in the game, where I was just watching it because it was exciting. I was it was a good game.
Interestingly enough, I'm going to just put this out there. The best game we've been to this year, I think you might agree. Do you remember Welling?
I was just about to say, what did Welling get? Because I was just looking through Footballogy at the Dulwich Hamlet score, and I see Welling won 3-2, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I remember celebrating that goal when they scored that winner, and we just turned around and it was mad. Yeah.
Last minute winner. So they don't get a shout, unfortunately. They got 4.5 stars on the cost. The reason they got so low overall, they got 12.5 stars, so it's not highly rated on the road.
That was a great game.
The game, very similar with Oxford. Do you remember Oxford?
Yeah.
Those last minutes of that, those are some of the best moments, and Welling stands out as one of them. But they got 1 on the atmosphere, and the facilities were a 3. So already you're bringing the scores down.
Yeah.
In terms of the conversation of value for money and cost, we are talking Dulwich Hamlet,
Leighton.
We are talking Leighton Town. And we are talking...
I think Ascot has to be there.
Ascot, yeah. I'd like to also throw Enfield Town in the mix as well. So we've got a 4. So we need to take one away.
I think pretty much you're gonna have to drop either Ascot or Enfield. It's gonna be.
I'm leaning towards Enfield just because the atmosphere was better that day and the game was quite good. Do you remember the late drama as well? The penalty. I think it was actually who was they playing? They was playing what's the place? Cray Wanderers, and Cray won that game, didn't they, in the last minute? So it was a good game.
Because they subbed off their Billy Bricknell, didn't they?
Bill Bricknell, yeah. Was it 1-1, was it, or 2?
Yeah.
2?
Was that everyone's like, what are you doing?
Minute, Where's our striker?
Where's our striker gone? Where's our striker gone? I mean, if you're going down that route, then Enfield above Ascot.
I'm going to give Ascot the boot, but they've already got a gold star. For their beautiful ground. Their cute ground. Their beautiful ground. So, okay. So we've got the big boys here. Value for money. We've got Enfield Town, Leighton Town, and Dulwich Hamlet.
See, the thing is with I think the Dulwich Hamlet game, I think we're thinking of it as good value for money. Although, I mean, it was good value for money, but we're thinking of it highly because of everything that went with it. Because it weren't just a game; it was like the big crowd. It was the last game we saw. It was like everything around that day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're holding it in such high regard.
Well, I'll give you the overall scores. And we could even go in this order as well. So in third place was Enfield Town was 16 stars overall. Leighton Town got 16.5, and Dulwich Hamlet got 17. So that's the order.
I'd probably put Leighton above Dulwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because that game is, if it's the game itself, I really enjoyed watching that game of football. I remember Dulwich more so for the crowd and everything that went with it,
but the game itself, it wasn't. It was almost. Do you know what was good about Leighton as well? It was like they were the underdogs.
Yeah.
They were like 1 tier or 2 tiers below the other team.
And they deserved. They deserved to.
Leicester, wasn't it? Leicester,
yeah, they deserved to win that game, in my opinion.
Anyone listening down would be proud of me because I listened to the views when I said it's not Leicester, it's Leicester. Okay. But yeah, and it was literally a game of 2 halves, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They went 2-0 down. They got 1 just before half time, and then it was the whole second half.
They just onslaught. Yeah, it was just like chance.
Okay. So in terms of value for money, you put them at the top, yeah?
Yeah. How much was it?
Don't know. 10
10 or 50, 10, 15 when it would have been. So yeah, I think that's great value for money for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it then, isn't it? So in 3rd place, Enfield Town. 2nd place, Dulwich Hamlet, and taking a gold star for food and drink for cost. In 2020, goes to Leighton Town.
I mean, to be fair, another thing though too with Dulwich, I spent half the game talking to James Alcott, so I probably missed most of it. So. Yeah.
But that's a good thing. Sometimes we meet people. Sometimes yeah. Fogden was there that day as well.
Yeah, Foggers. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think Leighton was just it's good all round day, good game.
Good day.
Yeah.
Good day.
They deserve it.
Kieran was the guy that
hooked us up.
So yeah, no, he's very good down there. So Leighton's got themselves a gold star. So congratulations to you guys. As if they're like listening. Yeah. They might. Maybe when Dan puts this out in the Twitter,
he can tag them.
Those clubs.
Yeah, like.
They might be like.
But tag it as a thing of like.
We'll tag them all, he says. Tag all of them. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was the On the Road Awards 2020. I hope you enjoyed our discussion and our breakdown. Obviously, this is just an opinion, and for anyone that doesn't agree,
what a year!
Screw you.
Listen, I've said it before. We're all entitled to our own opinions. You're all entitled to, it's football at the end of the day. We're all entitled to our opinions and our own thoughts and everything. But at the end of the day, mine and Matt's is right. So get used to it or
deal with it. Yeah.
But no, it's been a great year considering everything that's gone on. We've had some good.
Been nice. Well, do you know what? I'm so grateful that we've got this, because if we didn't have it, like, what would we be doing? We'd be doing like, I don't know. We'll be watching Tiger King again.
I still ain't watched it.
I watched the first episode. It's just like, I don't really. I'm not seeing it.
No.
I'm not seeing what everyone's into it. But yeah, we'll be doing like lockdown quizzes.
I've never done one. Oh, tell you, I did one.
Oh, I did
one.
So many. It got to the point of where I think people were getting lazy and Googling quizzes, and then you started seeing the same questions, and I started getting really good. I thought I was getting clever, but it's actually I've just got a good memory. That's all it was.
Well, that is everything that's to it, though, isn't it? Just remembering stuff.
Pretty much. I mean, what do you call a group of bears?
A gaggle.
No, that's ducks.
No, it's not. It's a group of houses, isn't it?
No, you're thinking. You're thinking of what was that game that we played on the Xbox?
PUBG.
Yeah. What a tangent that is. A gaggle of houses. We made that up.
Did you generally make that up?
Yeah, because when you jump out the planes, like Fortnite and Warzone, when you jump out and you're looking down, it's like, right, where are we going? So we're like, we'll go to those group of houses down there. And then we was playing with Jordan from Palmer.
Yeah.
And he was like, what group of houses? And I was like, that group of houses. And I think you just said that gaggle down there. I was like, all right, cool. A group of houses is now called a gaggle. So that's how that came.
Oh, we just went with it.
Yeah, no, a sleuth.
A sleuth of bears. Okay.
But everyone in I didn't give that away on that video. Can't remember where we went to. I think it was it Coggeshall? It might have been Coggeshall. But everyone was like, well, what is a group of bears? Because I said I knew what the answer is, but I didn't actually do it. And the answer that I gave everyone was a Google. As if to say, Google it. Like, no, don't ask me. Find out yourself. You only learn by doing.
That's true.
Even if he's googling, but yeah.
Like you're not,
so yeah, 2020 was good for football. It was good that they was allowed to carry on, even if it was without fans. We needed it desperately. I think without it, I think we would have struggled big time.
Yeah, I mean, not playing for me is mentally struggling personally. Yeah, because I for me play even at 6-a-side for an hour. That's your release. Let everything out there. You can let your anger out, your passion, whatever, or just even just to free your mind for a minute. And not having that but we won't go down that route. But it's been a good year.
Yeah, no, it's been a good.
Considering
that's gone on, considering we're here, we're healthy, we're safe. So
we see 25 matches, which still that's decent.
Yeah, and everyone that's listening, I hope you're also in that same boat. And if you're not, then it's important to talk and talk to the right people. I think Dan will be nice enough to leave any links and any numbers that if you are feeling in a sad place, then get in touch with those because that's what they're there for. I think there was something else that we was meant to do. I think we were going to give away something. James.
Oh, I think we should. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. I've got Dan in my ear, and he's told me that we can do something really cool. So do you want to hear it?
I'm all for cool things. Let's do this.
Okay, so it's very simple, and this is testament to anyone that's got this far, because only people that have got this far are going to be able to have a chance of winning this prize. The prize is FM 2020. You've been playing it, haven't you?
Yes. Loving
What's it like?
It's good. It's good, very good. It's very.
I have no time. Literally, I have no time.
It's getting so detailed now, isn't it? It's a lot of fun.
You've been doing your gestures.
Yeah, I've been doing it into the camera, but nothing's happening.
Oh dear. That wasn't your brightest moment, was it?
No, that was my stereotypical Essex moment.
Oh dear. But anyway, if you want a chance of getting FM 20, all you got to do
21.
FM 21. Yeah, sorry, I'm on the FM 20, the 2020 vibe. But FM 21. All you got to do is comment below. On the road 2020. That is the comment that gets you in. But followed by that, you need to let us know your favourite moment in the on the road videos this season, or this 2020 this year. So it could be anything you want within the videos.
Clips, commentary, whatever
you want. I'll pick one. Chaz will pick one. So that's two that begin.
So make them good. Make them good.
Yeah, make them good. But also, there's going to be a third way that you can get it, and it's over on Twitter. So what you got to do is follow your Tiller over there. Check out their pinned tweet. I'll make sure Dan pins the tweet. But you'll see my mug explaining the competition.
Retweet, follow.
Yeah, follow, retweet, and then let us know your favourite ever thing you've seen at the football live. Ever. I say thing. What's the best game you've been to live, or the best moment at a football match? And I think the reason we're doing this at the moment because obviously 2020 has been a bit of a drab year, so we're just gonna.
It's good to relive old memories.
Relive some of the old memories of what football can do for us, and cheers us up for those moments. We talk about Oxford, that moment.
Yeah,
bottle up football, it'll be that moment. You know what I mean? So it's just like there are moments. And I think I might enter it myself. I might say Oxford. Yeah, just say Oxford. Remember Oxford?
Remember Oxford. Really, but yeah, no, it's you could have been at a game, last minute winner. You turn around, you're celebrating. Your pal's there, maybe your dad's there. I don't know, whoever you're with, you're all jumping around. Everything's great. Life's good. And you just can't top that. You can't beat it.
Can't top it. So yeah, that is it. That is it.
And you've got it's Christmas. We're giving gifts away.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Perfect. So we are
just hopefully
this year, Chaz.
Sorry.
Hopefully next season or next year. Go on. I
was gonna say hopefully people made it to this far.
Oh, because if not, we're screwed, aren't we?
We're screwed.
Absolutely screwed. But thank you everyone for listening, tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the Attila Football channel. Drop a like on this video as well. Get involved in the FM competition. And
don't want to miss out. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
See you in the next one.
Peace.